Before I left the house, I said in my mind, I said, today's gonna be very special. Today's gonna be a little bit out of control, and today I'm gonna make sure I'm the center of attention. And so before I left my parents' house, I decided to take my parents' car without their permission. Then I proceeded to go pick up 2 more of my friends. And when I get to the school, my memory goes blank. That's all I remember about that day. But what my friends tell me, they said, Q, you was out of control. Q, you was the center of attention. And Q, what started off as the best day of our senior year, turned out to be the worst day. 2 of my friends got in the car with me. One was my best friend, Jasmine. One was another good friend of mine, her name's Ashanti. And before we sped off out the parking lot, we didn't have on our seatbelts. And we didn't know that that action was about to change our lives. And not only our lives, but our family and friends' lives as well. So my friend said moments later, probably like 5 minutes later, we're on a 2-lane highway and it's about 10 cars and we're all speeding, going pretty fast. And I started off in the rear. I go around one car, and as I'm attempting to go around another car, the car begins to get out of control. I lose control of the vehicle. Back tire spins out, and the car begins to flip, and flip, and flip. And as the car is flipping, all 3 of us are getting ejected due to us not having on our seatbelts. And so when I landed, I broke my neck, knocked unconscious immediately. When Ashanti landed, she landed in some bushes, suffered severe injuries to her back, knocked unconscious immediately. And when my best friend Jasmine landed, unfortunately, she hit her head on the pavement where she took her last breath. Me and Ashanti were flown to Grady EMS Hospital that same day. The next day, I had to have a 6-hour-long surgery, where after the surgery, the doctors told my mom and dad that I had 1% chance of living, 1% chance of walking. And if I did live, I'd need 24-hour care for the rest of my life. The first thing I remember getting up, it was pitch black in my room. Thought I was in my room. That was the first thought in my mind, so I tried to get up. But nothing is moving. So I go back to sleep thinking it's all a dream. And when I wake up that next morning, like I've been doing for the past 18 years of my life, what I thought was a dream was really a reality. Because each time as I'm trying to get up, nothing is moving but my head. And what I didn't know at the time was that I was paralyzed from my neck down. And my dad, he had to inform me on everything that happened. And once I got out of the surgery, they moved me to the 6th floor at Grady, where I started receiving my therapy. And it was there that I determined that I'd go to the Shepherd Center, which is a rehab facility that specializes in spinal cord injuries and brain injuries. And so I was in the 2nd round of my outpatient treatment, and my mom, she got a knock at the door. And I was playing the game, and so I had in my headphones, so I couldn't hear nothing. And she walked in my room, and she said, Q, we gotta turn you in tonight. It's a warrant out for your arrest. And it felt like life just paused. I don't know what to say about my mom and dad because I have no words for the sacrifices that they have made for me to be in the position I am. But not only my mom and dad, but my family and my friends. Like that one movie, Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel said, I don't have friends, I have family. That's what I have. I don't even like to say my friends are friends. I like to say they're my family because they've stuck with me, because it's been very hard days that I had just to push on late at night in the beginning process of dealing with the guilt, the suicidal thoughts of thinking I shouldn't be here. And so that my support is also a big reason that I'm sitting right here in front of you today. Because without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Without them having my emotional support and my physical support and all the sacrifices that they've made to get here. So when I think about giving up, I think about the people who sacrifice. I would say that your circumstance doesn't define you. Your decisions do. You know, we haven't been dealt the best hand of cards. We haven't been dealt that. But we have to make our situation the best at it as much as possible. And we can't give up on ourselves, on life, because it's so much out there for us. It may not seem like that in the beginning, because I was like, man, what? I'm partially paralyzed on my left side. What do I have left to offer in this world? But you keep following along the path and you keep going and you take life one day at a time. One of my favorite songs by Sam Smith is called One Day at a Time. And you just take life one day at a time and you keep going. And you give it the best you got every single day. And you go for it. You'll be okay. And just keep pushing through the pain and the suffering. I know it's not easy, but just keep going because at the end, it's a much greater reward.